Hey everybody, this is how we're going to roll with the introduction to Sweet Home 3D. You're going to download probably both of these so you can look at them both and take a minute to decide what you're going to use. All I've got are two relatively similar variations on a three-bedroom type of size house. One is actually a one bedroom with a bunch of toy space, and then this is a standard three, two, one bedroom house. So, quick crash introduction to the program. First thing you're going to need to know um, is that what you see here is easily modified as far as the display controls. You just grab the divisions between areas and give yourself more space. When you're really designing and comfortable, you don't really need to see the 3D model as much as you need to be able to zoom in and see the 2D section better. Hold control down on the keyboard and roll the mouse wheel forward. That's going to zoom in and out. Again, this is control and roll. Control on the keyboard and rolling your mouse wheel. That's important to understand because the starting point is to build rooms. It says create rooms, which essentially are floors, but you want to be close in there. This is an instruction tip. You can just hit OK once you understand how to make this happen. You want to go in between the walls and stretch out initial line for length, and then click. See that there should be grid snaps here to keep you relatively vertical and horizontal with your lines. When you're doing this create room, it's going to want to keep going. So what you do is you just hover over the initial point. You'll see a blue circle there. Click twice quickly, and it'll finish that process of building that shape, or you can hit escape. You can build abstract shapes. You can do diagonal lines. You can do all kinds of different rooms. But this will give you the ability to take like the master bedroom, or what they call an owner suite here, and color the flooring there specifically, and then also use this as an outline um, for putting walls in. So let's do this again. Something a little bit more complex. You want to partition every room with its own separate create room situation here. So again, I'm splitting the width of the walls, which you can only really do if you're zoomed in. Here we go. There will be, like, I already created the room here, and now because of that, and a lot of architecture is aligned like this is here, you can put in a partition and align it using that dotted line that just came up to do that layout. Again, you got to just go back over the original point. Like, this is going to want to keep going. You hover back over the original point patiently, get that blue circle, click twice, or even if you're out here off to the side, if you hit escape on the keyboard, it'll finish off that room. So you start off with that. In a case like this, here, let's keep going, because there's an interesting transition here. And this will show you. There will be grid snaps that might possibly interfere with your work, which I can help you solve that problem if you run into it. Okay. So let's use the escape key. There we go. Just instead of double clicking to finish a room, you can hit the escape key and it'll snap to the last point. You click that, and you can always go back and change this without much difficulty. After creating any object, by the way, the black arrow here, if you ever have to grab and select, modify anything, that arrow selects walls, floors, whatever it is you need to grab and deal with. This hand button slides the screen around to make life a little bit easier. for navigation purposes. Now we're going to go into create walls. Pretty straightforward. You just want to try and get as accurately over the top of the room as you possibly can. Even though they're connecting as I draw them, they're not locked together. In other words, and again, you can click here twice fast to finish that up or hit the escape key on the keyboard. But what I'm saying here is even though they lock together, if I wanted to grab a wall with that black arrow and remove it, I could. And let's bring this back up. Again, you can hold, actually this one doesn't even require control. The bottom window down here, if you just roll the mouse wheel, it's going to zoom out. It will scroll up and down if you do that in the top menu, so you have to hold control up here to zoom out. But you can see I just did this space of flooring, that area of walls, and if you're seeing it happening in real time, once you understand how these work, you can just okay it and check mark that menu that pops up. But you can see the difference between my home computer and school computer stuff. I should be able to mouse over here and get an indicator that we're, yeah, it's a little tricky to see, but watch. I can't zoom while I'm working on this. There is a dotted indicator there that's saying I'm where I want to be. And then everything is going to align just the way I want it to. I'm going to hit escape to finish up that wall. So that's the general gist of what you're going to do the very basic elements, putting in floors and walls. Now, back to what I was saying, holding control without that tool selected, I can zoom in here and start to put in things like windows and whatnot. Now, I'm going to have to put in a separate or launch a separate version of this so you can see where the windows and the doors go. And you can just place them as you want. Like this is a double door, half round window doors. Yeah, there's really not a lot of options here. Just going to put in a standard door here just so I can give you a quick general idea here. So if you have to customize anything or replace any object with one that you've got available, that's by all means okay. Let's drop one of these over here so you can just see the basic controls. There's 4 different options on each corner. If you hover over each, they're going to do different things. The first one here is the rotate one, that arc. Opposite corner is to resize. So you can take any object and scale it up and down just by grabbing that bottom right corner. And then those other 2 are just anchors. So it's really just 2 options. It's rotate and scale. Again, that black arrow selected, you can click on anything. In this case, I'm just going to delete that. All right. Let's see. Wall plate. Let's see what this thing looks like if I drop it in. Now here's a wall light. I'm just using that. It's a little bit distant. This pan doesn't work down there, but okay, here. That'll get you seeing it a little bit easier. What I want to show you is modifying furniture. Elevation. You can see this will up, down. If you right click on any object and go into the modify furniture command, there's a lot of different options. You might be able to recolor certain things. Like you can see that just went purple. I had to hit OK for it to actually be visibly changing to purple. And so you're right clicking in the 2D view, going to modify furniture, and different things are here. If you want to flip the swing of a door, you click this mirrored shape option and it'll flip it so it swings the opposite direction. If you have something on the wall, like a TV or a lamp, and you want to change its height, there's an elevation control for it here. Again, you have to modify it and then hit OK for it to be seen. You can change the orientation of things. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with this. Even change whether it's shiny, matte, or different finishes. Okay. Floor color. Again, this black arrow. If I wanted to select like the floor, right click. You're going to go to modify room. I call it room floor. You can see this is where you have different libraries of things like, I'll just put on a cheesy old wooden floor for demonstration purposes. But you can see you can use this black arrow, select that. You could also select, what is it? If you hold down shift, it'll give you the ability to select multiple things like walls at the same time. You can right click and modify walls. And you can see I did the one side. If I'm going to do modify walls, let's go with a more, we'll go pink and purple since, all right, I got that. Right click, modify walls, go in here, hit reset. Just got something neutral so it doesn't look like there's any color. So you can see there's some basic controls. It's not super HD, but nothing is when you're designing in this kind of a program. And so what you're going to do is just kind of play around and go through the essential controls at first. Modifying walls, modifying the rooms. We'll do something a little bit. Still terrible. Again, shift is going to allow you to speed this process up a whole bunch because you can select a whole bunch of walls. Go to modify room. Modify room actually gives you the ability to change the floor and wall color. Right click, modify room. Go with something a little more complimentary. That's not right, but you get the point. The next, go in here, bedroom furniture. And this is where we're really going to have to and you can scale it up just by stretching positioning, but there's going to have to be imports of more furniture. That's where my Google Classroom link here is going to become important. If you've made it this far, you're actually going to watch this. So the 3D models menu is where you have zip files of batches of things, and we can get into that and how you download these and import them into the software, but that's where I'm going to stop the video because I don't want to talk too much. That'll give you a general idea of where you're going to start just using one of these two downloads. You're going to save it also to your computer when you're done. Basic save commands. If you don't know, you just let me know. We'll talk. Take care, guys. Bye.